Yeah, yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's had in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Come to us for your news and opinions. We got a voice. There is no choice. Wisdom voice in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. Your house is a perfect distraction. Papa see your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Slow.
What's up, guys? What's cracking? Hollywood House in your house. We're back. We're ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are with the shits, because we're with the shits. And we're ready to talk a little wrestling. That is right. You guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to the professional wrestling business. And that is exactly what we are here to do. And I'm coming to you right here in the household once again. You guys already see I'm chilling. I'm in my vibe. We didn't get a chance to do this for y'all last Sunday. I was working, y'all. I was working. I was out there making that money. You guys know how it is. But this Sunday, I'm chilling. Got a big day ahead of me. Representing Emerge Wrestling right here. And right here, I'm representing the Indiana Pacers as we go into game 1 against the Bucks tonight. And we are going to trample them Bucks real quick tonight. It's going to be a movie. You already know I got to show love to my state, my city, Indianapolis, Indiana. We out here. It's playoff time, baby. We ready to give y'all that work out here in these NBA playoffs, boy. But we are to give y'all that work right here in this professional wrestling, man. And this is a heavy episode because this is a house party, y'all. You guys know how we do it. We come out there, we talk some wrestling, have some speculation, have fun. It's just dudes talking about wrestling, having a good time. And I hope y'all come out and join us too, because I can't do these house parties by myself. I mean, I can, I could be by myself and enjoy the company for sure. Like, I'd be like, hey, I'd be out here vibing, me, hey, Con all by himself is a vibe. But like when I get other vibey people with me, Man, that just makes it even better. So I got a heavy vibe with me here, as I got my man Hypocrisy Jones sliding on, chatting me up. What's up, brother man?
Oh, yo, what's up, yo? Sorry, I got residual. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But happy holidays to those who partake.
I'm celebrating late, bro. I'm celebrating late.
I don't know. I celebrate every day. I'm just saying.
Oh man. So I said we got some vibey people. I got my dog, my brother, my homie, the troublemaker himself, Hypocrisy Jones.
Trouble? You think I make trouble? What? What?
Anyway. Anyway, I gotta find somebody. I had to find somebody who was gonna help me freaking keep this guy in check, bro. Like, I can't keep him. It's obvious I can't keep him in check by myself. So I had to call in an old friend of the show who's done a lot of work here on the show to help me keep this animal in check over here, keep him in his cage, as it were. And
I don't know if we want to. Man, I'm feeling light skin hate right now. Look,
man, bro, we ain't no light skin. Hey, we up right now.
Everybody,
we up right now, bro.
Everybody right now. I'm just saying. Look,
Chris Brown got us up. Chris Brown and Drake got us up right now, bro. It's about to be a light skin summer.
I'm just saying. Look, we gotta stick together, man.
Yes, man. Of course, like I said, I had to bring in somebody else to make this conversation rounded out and have a great time. And I'm happy to bring back to the show my dog, the voice, Josh Joseph, returning to In Your House. What's up, bro?
Oh man, fantastic opening and fantastic feeling being home again with the Homegate. Thank you, household, for the invite and the just all the fun we always have. But I'm making a shirt light skin summer. So please, whatever you guys can do to give me a card to let me know that it's okay. I want that shirt.
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know if we're just gonna be handing out passes like that,
but like, I'm trying to represent you, and I mean, come on.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the support, though.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're already off to a hot start here at In Your House. We got Hype here. We got the voice making his return. Only person we're missing is obviously Paragon. But if you guys have listened to the last few episodes, he just underwent surgery. He's, after that brutal attack from Dylan Bostic at the last Emerge show. But, best wishes to him.
Bostic, man.
Dylan Bostic.
We're not friends, Dylan Bostic.
Man, for real, you hurt my man like that. What are you doing, bro?
I just need to let you know that we're not friends, and I mean, I don't want to talk about anybody else because I still have love for other people, but like I don't know. Should we talk about you know who?
Who you talking about?
I mean,
who's he?
I mean, what's up with Sam, bro?
Listen, I can't sit up here and get into that, man. I actually can't get into that. And the reason I say that is because since that show, I've texted him, I've called him, I've inboxed him, I've sent a carrier pigeon to his house.
Yeah.
This man is not contacting me back at all. I got no answers for what that was, what was going on. We had some fan footage that kind of was out and about and whatnot as far as what happened. But man, I can't wager to tell you, bro. I can't wager to tell you.
Maybe he's just out there, he's listening to Taylor Swift right now.
That's a man that love him some Taylor Swift. I was just at last night, I was at both my daughter's daddy-daughter dance. And we went out, had a good time, showed them, how a man should be treating them and whatnot, just showing them a good time. And, you talk about Taylor Swift. I got to tell you, this is one song. I think it's called like Bad Blood. I don't know the words or nothing like that, bro. Like I don't know none of the words. All I know is as soon as that doggone song came on, all of these heifers at this doggone Daddy Dog dance, they all stormed the dance floor like an upset at the NCAA tournament. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. I was like, yo. These girls really love them some Tay Tay.
Yo. Let me tell you. Like last week, I took my stepdaughter to same sort of dance, right?
Yeah.
And the DJ said, "Who loves Taylor Swift?" I got to tell y'all out there in household, I got some hearing loss in this ear. You know, like from I was in the military back in the day, lost some hearing. He said, "Who loves Taylor Swift?" I can hear in this ear now because these chicks, these kids, they screamed so loud. It was like I ain't trying to lose our audience right now, but I can hear now. That is crazy.
Yo, they love them some Tay Tay, bro. They love them some Tay Tay, man. It's funny stuff, man. What's up,
what up,
to the
Bulkster?
Bulkster? What is up, man? He said, "What's up, Baltimaniacs? Great to see the voice back in the hot seat. Have a great show. We will, and we hope that you'll join us, bro. We hope that you join us.
Yeah, we'll have you
and stick around.
Too, yeah,
and most definitely. And like, if you just want to join us in the chat, got some questions, because we're kind of just." We're just kind of warming up right now, getting voice back in the thick of things here of our craziness. But we really are about to break down and talk about some wrestling and
yeah, we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about.
We got a lot,
week, right?
bro. A lot. So like, I was kind of putting some stuff in the group chat, and when I was doing that, it really sparked a whole lot of thoughts inside me. We was talking about a lot of stuff in the group chat. We was talking about some Fallout, which is a show.
Crazy.
It's a fun group chat, bro. It's a very fun group chat. We like I said, we talking about some Fallout. We talking about this and that, man. But I want to talk about a situation from this last week that we have to talk about it. And I talked a little bit about it on my solo shot, and that's the tag team championship belts and the new look for not just the Raw branded ones, but since the last time I talked about the tag team championships from Raw, we also got a design for SmackDown. So now SmackDown and Raw both have their own respective tag team championship belts there. And I talked a little bit about the top ones right there. Or anywhere, Facebook Live, X, we're all there. Twitch, we're all there. You guys can see, but I'm talking about the top ones, and the top ones for you podcast listeners are the Raw Tag Team, the World Tag Team Championships, and then the bottom ones are the WWE Tag Team Championships that are now for SmackDown. So I said, hey, I know there's some guys. So there were some mixed reactions out there for those Raw Tag Team Championships. I personally like them because I like red and I like I like how it looks. I understand it. It does look like the World Heavyweight Championship. It's pretty similar, and I understand that. But those SmackDown Tag Team Championships, I feel like, from gauging fan reaction and how I feel myself, those ones right there, the SmackDown ones, the WWE Tag Team Championships, I like those ones better than the top ones, to be honest with you, because it really brings back that, like, I maybe 2002, 2000 to 2005, 2000, some like around that time period, those tag team championship designs. And that's a happy throwback for me. Plus, it's different. Like, I like how it's different from pretty much like any other title that's on, the roster, right, or that they have right now. So I really like those titles as opposed to the Raw ones. I personally don't have an issue with the Raw ones, but if you're asking me to pick which ones I like better, it's definitely those ones that are on SmackDown now. Hype, I know you had some thoughts on the titles. Why don't you go ahead and break it down? Let us know what you think.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna be first and foremost. The internet is undefeated, and what the internet was calling them top ones, the world tag team titles. They're calling them the pizza belts, and I 100% understand that. Look, them joints look like they came straight from Domino's. And I ain't trying to hate on Domino's right now, but I am saying I don't know if that's how my title should look. But maybe they'll grow on me or whatever. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I say too much. I say too many things. But them bottom joints, them WWE tag team titles, those are woo boy.
Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot.
There's no qualms with that. Like if I'm going to be positive about both belts, right? I like the distinction. I like the distinction that there's a difference between the two.
Agreed.
It's something that hits for me. I don't love the circle belts, but it does seem like they're moving to a way where they are trying to differentiate things for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing, to be honest with you. I think that's a good lane to be in, is where you are just trying to differentiate and let's face it, and you kind of you jumped in to my solo shot for a quick little second last week, and you kind of said something, and I was like, man, the last 15 years, have we really dealt with these awful tag team championships for the last 15 years? Jesus, that's just terrible. Like those, I don't know. Like, what are we doing? Who was those titles for? Because they wasn't for me, you, or anybody else. They just was not a good look at the time. But I'm going to throw it over to Voice, man. Voice, what's your thoughts on the state of the tag team titles right now? Did you like the Raw design? Did you like the SmackDown design? Did you hate one or the other? What do you think, man?
I like the Raw ones more than what we're seeing the fan base like, just because it's the world tag team titles. So
yeah, that's a big thing.
The world title, so I would expect them to look similar in certain areas, like plates and things like that. But I do like the SmackDown one more, only because it reminds me of old titles, like how they were boxier, like the old tag team titles. They were a boxier in the front. They look nice. I liked when Eddie Guerrero had a boxier title. I like it the way that it looks on people, as opposed to the circle title for a tag team. It gives me kind of NWA vibes too. I don't know if anybody's picking up on that.
Yeah, it definitely gives World's title. World's champion. Yeah.
That's a good thought.
I mean, yeah, could they have done something a little different? I'm glad they went away from the different colored leathers, because to me, like, if you're going to add color to a belt, I think it should be in the plates, things like that. A classic black leather just looks so clean. You can't ever go against it.
What do you think? Hey, real quick, what do you think about white though? What's your thoughts on white? Do you like a white? Like,
I did until the Ultimate Warrior ruined it for me when I found out he was giving away belts anytime he got a little drunk after show.
That sounds like the Ultimate Warrior thing to do.
It was. It definitely was. I do like a white belt, but you have to, if you're going to do that, the design to me, and this is purely my thinking, the design of the plates and things, they need to be very brighter than white, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I need the plates to stand out more than the white leather.
Okay, I feel you. So that raises, like, for me, that actually raises an interesting question. And maybe on a future episode, we could do because I've been listening to like other podcasts and like they do like different drafts and stuff like that. And I think that's entertaining. And I think like if in a structured more environment, that'd be great. Like for us to do that. And I've done drafts on this show before, so it wouldn't even be that hard. But on the spot, it's a little bit hard. So like I'll just ask and Voice, you already kind of got the range right now. Give me like your top 3 all-time title designs.
Oh, top 3. My very number 1 has to go Stone Cold's belt.
The Stone Cold Smoking Skull belt.
Yes, that
title design.
It came out of nowhere and it was fantastic. And it was like,
it's a cold title design.
The original FTW belt that Taz trolled Sabu with. I absolutely love that belt. And,
I like this list.
And honestly, the what was it called? The Circle Eagle belt, the world
The
title.
Winged Eagle title.
Wayne,
Yes.
Wayne.
The one
Yeah.
that Austin had, and then he went.
Oh,
to
okay, not the Winged
Falls.
Eagle title, the like the Attitude Era belt.
Yes, that one.
Okay, got you. Okay, yeah.
I really liked it, but I mean that goes back to my childhood of just figuring out wrestling and championships, and then being like, oh my god, these are the ones that I get to look at this week. So those are my top 3 if I had to just pick them out.
I like that list. That's a good list. Bulkster said he likes the new People's Championship he just got. Okay.
Yeah.
He's on different levels, man.
So I know you guys said you're not fans of different leather straps, but watching the YouTubes and watching other podcasters and stuff like that, I saw a design that kind of struck me for the World Tag Team title that kind of could have been, and I think is much better, and I want to get your guys' opinion on that.
Okay.
So in this rendition, they only changed up the leather strap, and some of that red they just kind of deepened it. I think that would hit a lot harder. Right there.
I don't hate that.
As opposed to what they are right now. And it's not even taking too much from the design. It kept the whatever the winged things are called. It kept those and kept everything else. But I thought that would be a pretty cool way to
that added more depth to the design in the metal.
Absolutely. And I don't know, maybe
with that.
I'm not a TV production person or anything like that. Maybe these pop a little bit more.
Pop more on TV.
Yeah, and maybe that's the idea, but I would have loved to seen something like this. Because man, it hits on that world heavyweight title design, but it also kind of offsets itself in its own category. One of my favorite belts right now is the North American Championship, right?
I'm a huge fan of the NXT North American Championship. That was actually on my list, but go ahead.
Right. That's one of my favorite current belts. Big gold back here.
Yeah,
it's definitely on my list, and maybe like a WCW United States Championship.
Ooh.
That would nice. That would be on my list too, as well as a NWA World's title. That one just
oh my god, like you're just stealing my list.
I'm so
bro.
sorry.
Stealing my fucking list, bro.
I'm so sorry. I take from people. My bad. We didn't talk about this before. So
it's good, bad. Bro. It's good because you're actually forcing me to rethink like a list right here on the spot. So like, as far as one of my favorite title designs, I'm gonna go with the classic white Intercontinental Championship. We've seen so many greats wear it over the years, even as recently as somebody that's become as great as Cody Rhodes, who brought the title back with his own money. And I
bring another title back.
Yeah, it may bring. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to do just because Cody's moving in such a way and is at such a level where his brain works so differently, and he has the trajectory and he has the machine behind him that they're going to do any crazy thing that he wants to do. And we can talk about that, but we're talking about title designs. That's just, he's got motion right now, bro.
I'm gonna tell you that with those WWE tag title designs, it really makes me think they're probably going to bring back that Winged Eagle type belt.
Listen, the Winged Eagle title's on my list. So if Cody brings that back, he's going to be lobbying for favorite wrestler of mine, and he might try to beat out Bryan Danielson because Bryan Danielson's been on the top of my list for such a long time.
He might overthrow him.
Yeah, like he might overthrow him if he does that. And then another one here, like a weird pick here, is actually strangely the Hardcore Championship. I don't know. I was always amused by the WWF Hardcore Championship, the beat up look on it, the broken broken middle ground. And it was like I was all, and then on there with just some duct tape. Hardcore.
Like,
like, come on, man.
Of that one, right? Because like it was the title that got thrown over, and then got, you know, or it was the title that got thrown in the lake, right? And then it got trashed and shit, and then lo and behold, Mick Foley, you know, pops up with it. So,
and it becomes literally the most entertaining championship on that show when they were white hot. You know, this was Attitude Era. You know, you have the World Championship and everybody wants to be that. But damn, for some reason, everybody and their mama wanted that Hardcore Championship. Like, that was, you can't tell me that title wasn't prestigious. You literally had Crash Holly chasing dozens of men behind him on a weekly basis, trying to get to that championship. The Hardcore Championship might be the most prestigious championship in all of wrestling.
I'm standing behind him on that one. I love the hardcore title.
You know, I don't hate this argument, actually. So
you might start a revolution, Howse.
I know clip number 1. So,
oh man, for sure. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, it's crazy times in wrestling, man. And honestly, I think about something like a Hardcore Championship, and I think about the current state of wrestling, and the current state of wrestling is almost it's approaching, if not already there, Attitude Era levels of popularity. We're starting to get there. We're getting there.
Very true.
You know, and it makes me think how mainstream wrestling has become. You know, we saw Lil Wayne on, you know, that was at WrestleMania. You know, we're seeing so much mainstream stars, even in hip hop. They're coming through. Like I said, guys like Lil Wayne, Uzi Vert is making songs about Nakamura, you know, and, you know, just recently we have somebody who my man over here is a huge fan of, Hype, a huge fan of, you know, you got Sexy Red talking about,
Oh, no, there's no audio with this, but
no. Maybe we can spice it in.
She's over there
at some point.
She's over there remaking
Shawn Michaels theme song, bro.
Shawn Michaels, bro. Yeah.
She's hilarious.
She found her niche and she is just running with it.
Exactly. Like
money, you can't knock her for making money.
I'm saying, man, like I was like, this. I was like, this chick is weird. Like, this is weird.
There ain't nothing.
Like, but I was like, you know what? You a good kind of weird.
She knows how to make that money, man. She's good at that.
Man. Like, if she messing with, because I remember months ago she was doing the same thing. I think at the time she had like green hair, and she was just in there smoking a blunt, listening to Shawn Michaels' theme and vibing to it. And so obviously she went back to it months later and was like, "Yo, you know, I actually mess with this. I come around. Oh, we got it. What's that boy to say? I'm just a sexy girl. Sexy girl. What's in the sexy world? Sexy world. I'm just a sexy girl. Sexy girl. What's in the sexy world? I'm making. It's the ad-libs for me, bro.
It's everything.
It's the ad-libs for me. Sassy world. I'm like, who is this chick?
Look, I get a lot of hate because I rock with Sexy Red, man. But like, I rock with Sexy Red, man. I love her vibe. I love her energy. I love everything she brings to the table, bro. Like, she different, man. I don't even care. Like, she ain't for everybody, but like, she told you she ain't for everybody, bro. Like, I get that, man.
I ain't mad at it, bro. And like I said, we're seeing mainstream wrestling make such a big splash. Like, it's great to see. We're seeing so much, and like it's pulling the best out of everybody, honestly. Like, it's pulling the best out of people like The Rock, who up until this last run was just, if you smell, and doing his normal shit. Yeah. Well, we got to see the birth of the final boss. You know, it's making people like Samantha Irvin, like, more prevalent on the show, and it's amazing to see like everybody's just stepping up. And you can't step up unless you have leaders that were there leading the front and leading that forefront. And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Seth freaking Rollins. So just recently we've been hearing, and it was confirmed by Becky Lynch that just past Tuesday he had a knee surgery. And hey, I'm not talking bad about the Final Boss. I love me some Final Boss there, Bulkster. I loved it. If you listen to the show, I was raving about Final Boss. But we heard about Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins having that knee surgery. I guess he wrestled the entire weekend, 2 matches of WrestleMania 40 with the torn meniscus. What? Like, what? This man. And let's like, Seth Rollins is somebody who has put the company on his back for such a long time, and he's worked really hard. And he's like, and when WWE gets hate thrown at it, he's the first one on the forefront that's sitting there like, hey, no, this is, I'll stand behind my company. And you can't really be mad at that, so we're hearing that he had this surgery, and the rumor is that what's reports that are starting to trickle out as early as this morning, as we're recording this, is that he could be out from anywhere from 2 to 8 months. It's going to be a tough road ahead to have Monday Night Raw in the foreseeable future. Hell, the entire WWE for the foreseeable future not have the revolutionary, the visionary Seth freaking Rollins on the show. Voice, what are you thinking, man? You're hearing this news. Seth Rollins injured, been working through injuries for the entirety of the road to WrestleMania, leading up to WrestleMania and WrestleMania weekend. What are you thinking, man, about not seeing Seth Rollins on your TV for the foreseeable future?
Well, that part sucks. It's no good. I mean, I'm glad he's getting recovered. He's getting repaired, and he's going to come back even better than he was this last run. Because that's just Seth freaking Rollins. It really speaks to his him being a top guy on a promotion, because we knew he got injured. What was it? Maybe a month and a half before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
there was an incident that happened, and we all thought, I mean, they told us he might be out. He might not make WrestleMania. And then he comes back, and, he's good. But you could tell there was something going on with him. And
yeah,
I really don't think it hurts WWE right now, because the pond is so, you have so many amazing fish out there in that pond, in the men's division and the women's division. In every subdivision inside those divisions, through your cruiserweights to your midweights to your, to the jabronis. The jabronis are even
really good
stuff. So I mean, this is probably the biggest gift he's gotten in the time that nobody's going to forget about Seth. I mean, he's made such an impact in the WWE that us missing him, I just hope it's shorter than it is longer, and I hope that he comes back fully healed. Those are my only real hopes for him, because I love him some Seth freaking Rollins. He's such a character. He's such an inspiration, and such a WWE professional that we as fans deserve out of these guys, and he really appreciates us. So yeah, it's a little heartaching, but I'm glad he's getting fixed up.
Yeah, you said it, man. I agree with that. Like, I am going to be sad to not see him on my TV for the next few months. But man, the work that he put in, you know what, bro? Get your rest, bro, because you have more than earned it. He could have, he could have missed WrestleMania. This man was like, I'm not missing this WrestleMania. I'm not missing this WrestleMania so much. I'm going to wrestle twice on the damn thing.
Yeah.
With an injury. Seth Rollins is going to go down as, I mean, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he ended his career tomorrow, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer easily.
For the cash in alone.
Just
for the cash in alone.
he's a company leader. He's somebody who puts the brand on his back, represents the brand, and he will stand behind the brand. Seth Rollins is a guy that you most definitely want on any promotion. Will want a guy like that. There's not a promotion on this planet that wouldn't want somebody like a Seth freaking Rollins. Hype, what are you thinking about the thought here that we're not going to have Seth Rollins on TV for a while, and where are you at with it?
Yeah, it absolutely sucks. But hopefully he has time to recoup and recover. I feel for Seth Rollins. I can remember like when he was going through his ACL surgery and knee surgery and stuff like that. I happen to be going through the same things so like I always have a soft spot in my heart for Seth Rollins, and I'm like I feel like knee pain and knee problems is no joke, and they don't really always go away. You really got to work at them and everything. So like, it's tough road to recovery, but I know we'll like Voice said, we'll see him back stronger and probably better than ever because he is Seth Rollins, and he's just built like that, man.
He really is. You're not lying. He truly is built like that. He's different, bro. I always like Seth Rollins.
I'm surprised he even came back from this past injury to be at WrestleMania, because like he probably shouldn't have, but he's just built like that. You know what I mean?
There's not many out there like Seth Rollins, and for me, you talk about soft spots. He met my son on his birthday, and like it was like, oh, it's your birthday, dude, and he took him aside and got a like extra picture with him and stuff like that, and talked actually had a conversation with my son, and I was like, hell yeah, man, you all right. You know what I'm saying?
He's the WWE guy we deserve as fans. I mean, that's so
I agree.
Right.
I agree. I totally agree with you, man. And like wrestling, like I keep saying, this might be the theme of this show here, but like it's cracking, bro. Like all facets of wrestling. Like we had TNA Rebellion last night, and Matt Hardy returned, and looks like he's starting a thing with Moose. And Moose is another guy who like I would love to see him on a bigger stage than TNA. Like he's a huge like star in TNA, but like Moose, and this is somebody who I've talked to. Like I haven't interviewed him like on the record or anything like that, but I met him at a show, and like he talked to me and my wife for like 30 minutes, like sat up here and just talked about this. He's a cool dude. Like, so now you got Broken Matt Hardy showed up on TNA. Like TNA's cooking right now. Like it's all kinds of facets right now, bro. We didn't know what was going to happen with Matt Hardy because everybody was saying, oh, him and Jeff's contract is going to expire at AEW, and what's next for him. And then boom, he shows up on TNA. Hype, what are you thinking, man? Like we're seeing these changes here, this changing of the guard here. Matt Hardy going to TNA instead of renewing and doing what he was doing in AEW. Could this be a rejuvenation of Broken Matt Hardy?
Well, I from the images that we saw last night, 100%, it's definitely a rejuvenation of Broken Matt Hardy. But I think we kind of saw the writing on the wall with AEW. It didn't seem like he or Jeff were being utilized very well, so like not very surprised that he went to a greener pasture with the amount of WWE stuff he was resharing.
I thought that was coming, bro.
Yeah. So but Matt Hardy doing Matt Hardy things, and just trying to be a magician apparently.
I just like the fact.
I like it.
Sorry to interrupt. I just like the fact that his fire's still burning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. It's that. And you can't knock somebody that has a passion for something and wants to go out there, do it, make it better
at the best, and give the best version of himself, instead of saying, hey, we just want you here in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he wants to be out there. He still wants to give. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Christian Taylor out here saying that we'll see Brother Nero soon too, which is likely. I don't think Jeff's contract is quite done with AEW. But I'm sure it'll fizzle out, and yeah, we'll probably see that.
I could see it. I could definitely see. I'm telling you, if you're not paying attention to
That'll hit for
TNA,
TNA.
it's probably about time, because I can straight up tell you right now. And I was listening to Chris Van Vliet, because I've been listening to him a lot more and like seeing what's this guy? Is he more than just interviews? Because I was like, this guy, all he's doing is just, he's in Hollywood, so he's just getting all the big, he's got easy access to that. I was hating a little bit. He's got all the easy access to the stars and whatnot. So of course, all his interviews are gonna hit or whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Let me listen to his solo podcast. Mm-hmm. And all that hate went away, because this man is actually really good and really talented, podcasting on his own, talking about wrestling. And I was like, this dude is literally amazing. And so he had Matt Hardy on there, and Matt Hardy was talking about how he was just in Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago. And every time the Hardys go for a signing, even at their advanced age, the lines are still out the door for the Hardys. Even at them being in their 40s now.
Matt and Jeff really hit, and I sometimes I
everybody
think
still loves the Hardys, but there's still love.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They're not going anywhere.
So the fact that TNA can land them and get them back, and you already, I'm telling you, bro, straight up, like TNA, if you got something cooking, like if you want to cook, TNA is the place to cook at. Like, absolutely. I don't want to talk like not money contracts. No, not how many fans are watching. I'm not talking about that right now. Like that stuff's important. But if you want to go somewhere and have a playground and cook and grow and develop, TNA seems to be the place to be right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Seriously.
Definitely does. Definitely does. There a lot. And they're definitely having a resurgence, and they know what they need to hit on and what they're trying to build off of these things too, it seemingly. So definitely seems like they're hitting right now. Bo Dallas is definitely about to renew the Wyatt
family. That's an interesting. Yeah. So let's talk about that real quick. Just what you want to talk about it, Christian. We'll talk about it real quick. So there's all been kinds of hints through the last couple of weeks of WWE programming that something is coming. There's been QR codes, glitches in the program, and things of that nature. And we've all seen that. We all know that. And anybody who's seen the amazing Bray Wyatt documentary, if you saw the very end of that incredible documentary, something is coming. Something is coming. On top of the fact, I want to add this, and we could talk about this, the fact that Eric Rowan is beginning to cancel indie bookings.
Yeah.
He dropped.
Yeah. All the signs are really leading towards like a Wyatt 6. The pieces are falling into place. You have Alexa Bliss out there, possibly.
She's training again, bro. She's back training again.
Braun Strowman, I still think is recovering from injury, but he could be a name that could be added to something like that as well, or a piece down the line. It really, really looks like we're going to see that reincarnation of the Wyatt 6 or the Wyatt family of some sort. We have the Uncle Howdy character, and who knows how many other characters we'll have and be able to utilize, and how many characters.
To jump in there real quick, I want to see what type of layers Bo's gonna bring.
Yeah. I'm
looking most forward to.
I think so too. Also, the original writer that worked with Bray during the original Fiend storyline and Firefly Funhouse storyline is still working with Bo on this too. So I think it'll represent a lot of Bray in there in a respectful way, and we will see something very, very interesting. Plus, not to mention, we don't have somebody else messing with the overarching idea. I think I think a
Yes.
man like Triple
That
H
is the key point.
is kind of on board with it, understands visions, and also understands how to make visions work within what they also need to do for their show. So very interesting things to come.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It was a great talking point there to see what is going to happen
Yeah.
and where we can go with this, man. And it's crazy to me because there's so much things happening in wrestling, so much moving parts and different things going on in many different promotions. WWE is cooking right now. We're gonna see, and this is something that people kind of worry about a little bit. I know in the past, in past years, I've worried about it too. Is you give us this amazing road to WrestleMania and all these great moments. Like when I think about it now, I think about Bailey hoisting the championship. I think about Bailey getting turned on and speaking to EO in Japanese, revealing I've known that you was talking about me this entire time. I think about things like The Rock leaving Cody a bloody mess. I think about all the pettiness from Drew McIntyre to CM Punk. I think about so much. I think about Seth Rollins getting himself involved in the bloodline drama and him literally being Cody Rhodes' shield, where Roman had to make this decision. I'm either going to hit this guy and retain my championship, or I'm going to hit this son of a bitch that turned on me years ago. And Roman made his clear decision, and it cost him the championship. This is a WrestleMania that we're going to remember for years and years to come. But always the thing that always lingers in the back of my head when we're getting closer to WrestleMania is, are they still going to cook after WrestleMania? Or are we going to go back to the status quo?
Right.
And I think about things that are beginning to cook, like this Wyatt faction that can come up, like this Liv Morgan revenge tour that cost Rhea Ripley her championship reign. Also something like Chad Gable and him clicking up with the likes of the Creed brothers and even possibly Ivy Nile. I talked about that on my solo shot, but I didn't get a chance to bounce it off you guys. Hype, what are your thoughts on this possible faction, this Team Angle-esque faction, where we could see Perk Gable and he clicks up with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile?
Yo, I'm all for Perk Gable, bro. Like all for Perk Gable and Team Perk, bro. Like especially yeah, and that's not to dog Otis or to Zawa or anything like that. I'm sure they'll find something else to do, but
I talked about that too.
Gable and the Creed brothers with Ivy Nile, man, don't that just look strong to you? And
super strong.
You're like, man, okay, I could see them go up against the Judgment Day. Oh, okay, I could see them go up against one of these new iterations of the bloodline, or future bloodline, or MFT, if that's what we're calling
Imperium.
Imperium.
They look great against Imperium. They look great against the OC. There's so many different options.
It's so many different options. And we talked about this before, but man, I'm all for more factions, more groups. It seems like you need teams. You need teams in life to get things done. And sometimes you need help from other people. It's not nothing. I don't think life is an individual sport, if that makes sense. But maybe that's just me.
No, bro, I think, I work better in this family environment that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I think it's great. But I want to throw it to Voice real quick, man. Gable, Creed, Ivy Nile. Hey, man, what's up?
Dude, my question to you guys is, are we in Attitude Era 2.0? Like, think about all the pieces we have on the board right now. I think
we're getting there.
Yeah, you have your Cody Rhodes, pulling the championship. Okay, so you have him up there now. It looks like we could have a resurgence of something with Team Angle, like an idea of a Team Angle type group who's just going to come in and disrupt all these tag team factions that we've had with exactly what you guys were talking about. You know, the Bloodline, Judgment Day, all these guys that have built up for years, and it's just really cool in wrestling right now. I mean, the fact that we got the Wyatts 6 could be showing up at any moment. Nobody knows when it's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to get more drops. The only people knowing are behind the scenes, and they've kept it quiet. I mean, tell me which one of us thought after hearing Bray's passing that they were going to continue this.
Right.
That they were going to continue anything with Bray besides putting him in the Hall of Fame. I didn't think it. And then we get this amazing documentary that reveals that that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And you have Triple H sitting there. And to your guys' point where you said the character of Bray, it's hard to take the ideas that he had and put them into a digestible content for the fans. But Triple H in that documentary said that not those exact words, but the same idea. And then the look on his face was like, yeah, but we can do it. I mean, we can take this Uncle Howdy idea and go forward. And that's what they're doing. So I want to see the Creed Brothers with Gable. I want to see it. I want to see Ivy take over on some aspect because I think she could. I wasn't a big fan of her when I first seen her, but she could do this if all this plays out and this becomes a faction. Watch out, Judgment Day. Watch out, all you big guys, because these guys are going to come in and it's going to be gnarly. Imperium, I want to see this one so bad with them. Imperium, oh man, that would be so amazing.
A clinic, bro. That's what you would call a wrestling clinic.
It would be like
absolutely
watching the old Four Horsemen, get together with somebody like the Guerreros and have an amazing tag match where all you see is just nonstop action.
Yes. Yeah. No, I love it. I love this current landscape of wrestling. Voice, you brought up a good point. Are we entering attitude era levels right now? And that really got me thinking because I'm like, wow, not only do we have this amazing time in wrestling where factions are so prevalent, stories are being told at such a level, stars are being made, and it's not like, we're gonna pull back old stars because we can't make new stars. Like, no, they're pulling back guys like The Rock and Undertaker and stuff, but it's not taking away from the stars because we have huge stars like Roman Reigns, huge stars like Cody Rhodes, that are holding it down and bringing people in on their own. Roman can sell out a show. Cody Rhodes is somebody who could sell out a show. They don't need The Rock to sell out the show, but if Rock comes, the show gonna sell out. You know what I'm saying? There's telling monumental stories. And then you have the rival there. You have AEW, WCW, We there. You know what I'm saying? That's like, hey, we got to try to put on the best possible product in this current era, this current landscape. Man, you really got something cooking there, Voice, because it's like, yes, you see the Attitude Era and you just think, just straight up crash TV. But like, you had somebody like Christian bring up in the chat, you had the new version of this bloodline, this more sinister version of the bloodline, dragging Kevin Owens' bloody carcass out to prove a point. It's like,
he hit that man's car. He hit that man's car, just T-boned him, and then just proceeded to beat the ever-living. Yeah, he beat the ever-living shit out of him.
Is that not Attitude Era-ish, y'all? Like, come on.
I mean, they had Stone Cold pull out a gun, and then the cameras cut.
Oh, man. Oh, that Pillman segment. Oh, my God.
Exactly. I mean, that right there.
Come on, man.
Exactly what you just said there, Howse. That changed the course of wrestling, of how we accepted what these guys are doing on camera. And honestly, everybody jumped on board. I would like to say something to the comment from Christian here.
Sure.
Uncle Howdy will be there. and it will be Bo, because in the documentary they talked about how Bray and Bo were getting ready to bring in Uncle Howdy, and Bo was gonna be Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
I mean, what
Well,
I
that
got
last
from it,
segment was Uncle Howdy pushed he pushed him right
I,
off
be,
the ledge,
I
if
believe
I
that was
remember correctly.
the very, like, before Bray was gone. I think that was the last thing we seen
Yeah.
with Uncle
Yeah.
The
Howdy.
fact that we're even having this conversation right now is just damn incredible. Like that
Yeah.
something is coming. I'm sorry. I'm just like, because I was with you, voice. I was like, I just figured they put it to bed and it'd be done. But I think like watching once again, I keep referencing that documentary because it just my damn like, and to be in Bo's spot and to tell that story on that documentary.
How could you do that?
Damn, you got to be a different type of strong. Like,
Yeah.
and now look at him, like it sparked a fire inside of him to be like, I gotta finish my brother's work. You know, like it's such a sad but good, but heartwarming, but eerie, but it's so it's just a lot. But like it's going to be great to see these puzzle pieces that are connected by Bray Damn Wyatt, whether it be Eric Rowan, who had to see two of his closest friends and stablemates leave at a young age, man. Like,
Yeah.
and he's gonna pull it with Bro. He's gonna pull it with Bo. And then you got Alexa Bliss, who was part of Wyatt's last work before his release, from the company. And then you have Braun Strowman, who was part of the Wyatt family and protected. His character was protected by the Wyatt family. Something, whatever's gonna come, bro. I might be bawling my eyes out. I don't know. Whatever they do, whenever they come together, I don't know what it's gonna be, but damn, But to talk about all that is to say this time of wrestling is attitude era ish. It feels like not like over the top, because attitude era wasn't all gravy. Like there was some dumb shit in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like this is going to be a cleaned up version of it where it's like, okay, we're going to try to produce better television on a week to week basis. And, than what the Attitude Era presented. And Attitude Era had its great moments, but if you really watch Attitude Era on a week to week basis, some of that stuff was kind of shitty, and it just was,
Yeah.
But like, it's a good thought to have, man, that we be in that era and have those thoughts, man. And like, it's a great time in wrestling for everybody, because no matter what people think about what we've been seeing at AEW and the things of that nature, like you got to think AEW is one of the reasons that's pushing WWE to be a better version of themselves. And they're going to keep trying to push that as they have Dynasty that's going to be going down tonight. And Dynasty is going to be an important show for AEW. I truly believe that. Dynasty is going to be a very important show after, and I don't want to rehash it and go deep into it like that, but that debacle a couple weeks ago with the whole situation with the CM Punk footage or whatever, I think they're going to put on a strong show tonight. And it's going to be matches like the Bucks going up against FTR. That's going to be a big one, and that's a ladder match. Did they say that was a ladder match?
Yeah, it's a ladder match. They announced that.
That's gonna go hard.
They announced that at the indie show. Actually, it was kind of like just kind of thrown in there. It was weird, which is also is kind of weird for this match. I don't know if this match needs a ladder match, but yeah, it's a ladder match. And as we
I'm sorry, bro. I've been doing a lot of talking. I was actually just gonna throw it to you to do our Dynasty preview, bro.
Yeah, we'll go to the rest of the card. Of course, we have the AEW World Championship match between Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland tonight, which is definitely going to be a good one. We'll also have Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong for the International Championship.
Ooh,
Kazuchika Okada versus Pac for the Continental Championship. House of Black versus Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, and that's a typo. It says Eddie Kingston in. I think it's Edge, or I think it's Adam Copeland, Mark Briscoe, and Eddie Kingston versus House of Black. And then we're going to have Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. I'm sure we'll probably see a Mercedes Moné appearance sometime during that too.
Oh, yeah.
We already discussed the Young Bucks versus FTR. We're also going to have Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. And on the pre-show, is Bullet Club Gold versus the Acclaimed for the ROH 6-man and AEW Trios Championship unification. So
is it Swerve in Samoa tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, that card is crazy. That's a really good card.
It is.
The card is so stacked. The card is so stacked. It's so stacked. I don't understand why they needed CM Punk to boost their ratings, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. They should have just promoted this card way better.
I agree.
Because I knew of this coming out, and I knew Samoa and Swerve, but the rest of that card, I honestly had no clue about until you just said everything.
So like that's the thing about AEW. We're gonna have great matches, and like we just ran that down. We're gonna have some great matches, as you can see right there. But
nobody's gonna know.
Well, I mean,
but nobody's gonna know.
I don't know. We'll watch clips and stuff. You know.
Come on, man. That's a banger card. Like, you need to give me paid advertisements all over my social media, bro. So that way this is a can't miss show. Like, that card is crazy. And the only thing, because I'm not going to lie to you guys out there in the household, because I've always kept it a band with you guys over this last 5 years. I'm not a big AEW watcher. And I didn't know a lot of that card. But when I have my man Hype breaking that card down for me, I'm like, why didn't I know?
Exactly.
Why did I not know? That's a banger card. Why did I not know? What are we doing? We're talking about CM damn Punk. We're talking about, come on, man. That's a banger card. Why don't I know?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale for the TBS title.
Yeah.
That right there, you got me hooked. I want to see that match.
Yeah, man. I mean, did you guys see that that promo I dropped in the group chat last night from Timeless Tony Storm? She's in a different bag.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man, so different. Her and Thunder Rosa is gonna bang, man. It's gonna absolutely bang. They're finally letting Thunder Rosa back on the mic and letting her just kind of do her own thing, like, and do her thing. Like, she's hitting, Tony's hitting right now. Like, that's all I'm saying. This was a banger card, man. And like, they had a banger card, and I'm just saying, if your show has a banger card, why are you bringing up people that didn't work there in the first place?
I'm saying, bro, because you just went to that show in Indianapolis, right? And you said it was a great show.
It was a great show, bro. It was a great show. We had a good time. The family, I took my kids, and we all had a great time. It was their first experience of a live wrestling show.
Okay.
So it was fun for them. And man, it was fun for me.
Was it at the fairgrounds? It was at the fairgrounds,
yeah,
right?
It was at the fairgrounds. So what? It was a little under 3,000 people.
Was it packed?
But I'm not saying it was a sellout, but there weren't many seats left.
Okay. All right. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, I went to an AEW show a couple years ago, and honestly, I had a great time. You know, I know you were saying
show.
It's a fun show, and I know you said that Mox was like right by you when he came out. Like, the AEW show I went to, Mox was just a few seats down from us. Like, when he came to the crowd.
Awesome. There you go.
So it was
when Mox came out through his tunnel and does his tunnel entrance, we were right there. So like that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah,
I got to show my kids. They made it on AEW, and it was on Twitter, so I screen capped it for them.
That's awesome, man. See, it's always a good time, man. That's what wrestling actually should be about, not the dumb shit. You know, like That's what it should be about. So like, could you bring that card up for me again, bro? Because I wanted to ask you guys here. Because I know you guys are going to be checking it out. I might try to dip in, but I'm not going to lie to any of you guys out there. It's been 5 years since the Pacers have been in the playoffs, and I'm a massive Indiana Pacer fan. I'm going to be watching my playoff game. Like I love me some, but this show here. Let me ask you guys, with the card that my man has up in front of me, what's the one match that maybe is not? Because I assume the main event is going to be Swerve in Samoa. And I think like everybody's looking forward to that match, including myself, because I think that moment could come for Swerve. But like, so let me ask, anything that's not that match that's on this card that you're excited about? The one match, voice, which one is it?
That I'm not excited about?
That you are excited about.
Oh, that I am excited about.
Actually, you just brought, let's say, the one that you're most excited about and the one that you're most like, whatever, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a tie for what I really want to see, and that's that Julia Hunter versus Willow, and then the ladder match, FTR Young Bucks.
Okay.
I just, there's something about that ladder match that I think FTR needs to teach the Young Bucks a lesson. And have some fun with it, but kind of give them, hey, let's cool down on some things. I guess the one I'm really not looking forward to, or that I guess I could say is not my cup of tea right now, and I kind of hate to say it because I think I see who it is. Is that Miro?
No. In the bottom, that's Trent versus Garcia.
Okay, well, never mind. I want to see Garcia like that, but I thought that was Miro and Garcia, and I kind of didn't want to see Miro versus Garcia. But I don't know. I guess the Hook Jericho. I mean, why are we there? Mine. Why?
Yeah, that's easily mine. Mine.
Before we jumped on, I watched that interaction of Taz, Hook, and Jericho, and I was just like, I would have enjoyed this a couple of years ago, but right now I'm wondering, why am I even watching this? What's going on here?
I'm not gonna lie, I was there.
These guys.
I was there and I didn't even know what was going on. It was so weird. It was so weird. I was there and was not engaged in that one.
That hurts to hear because that's Taz in the ring. Yeah, that's Jericho in the ring.
Hook grabbed me because when he was like, "Get out of my ring," I was like, "Oh, okay, Hook, I got you. Yeah, good shit."
I think Hook's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like, that match,
he'll be good without Jericho. He doesn't need Jericho.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You know where I think Hook will be good?
NXT.
On NXT development.
Let Tripp get his hooks into him, and
I like that.
Him on some things. Yeah,
I like that, man. All right, Hype. Match you're most looking forward to, and the one you are most not looking forward to.
So I think that that TBS championship against Willow and Julia Hart is going to be very interesting, and I think one of the reasons I'm most looking forward to it is because of the interaction that we're probably going to have with Mercedes Moné out of that. And I don't I fully agree that where that Hook and Jericho is probably my match that I'm least interested in, but also I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really interested in the Young Bucks or FTR at this moment. Their story didn't get me. I know they're gonna have a great match. I know they're gonna do crazy stuff, but I'm slightly over the Young Bucks in some ways. I've
got a little Young Buck exhaustion for sure.
Yeah,
I almost wore my Young Buck shirt on today, and I picked it up, and I was like, I'm just not feeling you guys today.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing. So then I grabbed this one, and shout out to Danny Zuko with his Flavors album.
Yo, the thing about it is I've met the Young Bucks twice, and they were cool to me. So I don't hate the Young Bucks. I just wish the Young Bucks would grow up. That's it.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. And And Tony, to answer your question, yes, yes. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Isn't that
That's
what
going to be a long
AEW
card.
does though? Isn't
Yeah,
this
it
like
is.
their thing now? Like they just oversaturate the card.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. They
yeah.
should have had this pay-per-view yesterday.
Yeah,
That would have been way better.
If they had this pay-per-view yesterday, it wouldn't be too many matches.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
you because people Saturday nights is better, bro. Sundays, like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. I don't want to watch wrestling until midnight when I got work in the morning.
Right.
You know,
No, man.
it is what it
and
is.
you ain't Mania, so I ain't staying up for that.
Right?
No.
Boom.
Sorry to say, but you're
Facts. You're not lying. So bring that card up for me one more time, bro, because I guess I got to pick mine because I might jump in on this at some point and see it. Just let me see. All right. So let me see what's on this card. All right. So, you know, Bryan Danielson, my favorite wrestler of all time. And Will Ospreay, where I don't think that Will Ospreay is quite the best wrestler in the world right now. He damn good. And I just want to see these two go at it in a great match and take me, like, just let me get lost in this match straight up. Yeah. Not even gonna lie. I want to get completely lost in what this match is. And Will Ospreay is somebody who's done that for me before. Bryan Danielson is somebody who's done that for me before in separate matches. I just want to be gone. I want to be lost in the element of this match. So that's one for me. And the popular, unpopular one here, it's Hook and Jericho, man. I just couldn't give two shits. Like, I just couldn't. Like, I like Hook, and like, I think Jericho is starting to enter Ric Flair levels of overstaying his welcome. And man, I don't care, bro. I just don't care. That's it. That's all there is to it.
He is entering Flair levels and Hogan levels where he's just collecting a large check, and when it could go for other people.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I just
honestly, it could go for other people to be in there. You could have done something with the Hardy Boys.
Yeah. I'll throw another weird one in there. Is that Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong?
Yeah,
the build hasn't. At least it hasn't been on Dynamite that I've seen. And I don't really have time to watch Collision. I'm not gonna be.
But the match gonna snap, bro. The match.
I'm sure it'll be great, but anybody else just not feeling the Kingdom either, and just like unless something happens, like if MJF is going to return, he would return tonight, right? Because Dynasty was his former group, and he has ties.
I remember that
things
group,
like that. Like I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but unless something
that's right up their alley.
Yeah. Unless something happens, like I don't know, I'm not feeling the Kingdom, and like unless they're going to finish that MJF story from a while ago, like I don't know, I'm not feeling that one either.
Where the hell is Adam Cole?
He's playing games with Evil Uno now. They have a streaming channel, and he is purely recovering because he's still injured.
Usually after an hour after you guys go off, he pops up on Twitch.
Yeah, Tony, we touched a little bit on
TNA
at the top of the hour or top of the show. Really, really good show. TNA is doing some really, really good things, and we talked about the broken Matt Hardy appearance and how we were all stoked about that as well.
Yeah, we did. So if you want to, man, go back and listen to it or join us on the podcast edition. I'm going to be making sure that goes up a little bit after this. But let's Tony, OG Tony.
Kingdom sucks.
I love it.
Love it.
I love that guy, man. I love it.
They do. But
so let me ask y'all as we're about to slide out of here. Call this a really great episode. I've had a blast. What's the anybody who want to answer first? I don't care, whatever. What's the over and under? We see a stereo go to sleep from FTR to the Young Bucks. What's the over under on that?
Oh,
I think we're gonna see more than one. I think.
Yeah. The amount of Punk references that will probably be in this match.
It's gonna be stupid, bro.
It'll probably be uncomfortable, but to be honest, I don't.
It's gonna be disgusting, bro.
Did you guys see the? I don't know if you guys saw Dynamite, but they had a match with Daniel Garcia in a tag match, and Garcia did the hip grinding thing, right?
Yeah.
On the top post, and he had one of the Bucks posted. And he did the hip grinding thing, and then the rest of the match was just dick wrestling jokes.
No.
And like I'm sitting here with my kids, and I'm like, they're like, ooh, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. And like I'm like, oh fuck. And now that you say this, like I'm like, yeah, that match will probably be all CM Punk, because I don't know, I just stick on one thing, bro. Oh, Jack Perry, what Tony or Mr. Gonzalez said right here. Jack Perry probably does show up tonight. He probably does show up tonight.
It's a good chance. It's a good chance. Maybe. Okay, so I was ready to slide out of here, but you think Jack Perry gonna cost FTR the match? Is that something we can see?
Yeah, I can see that. There's no way that the Young Bucks aren't winning these tag titles, right? Like the whole tournament, everything was set up for them to win. I don't think FTR is coming out of this. Honestly, I don't think maybe I'm a weirdo or something like that, but I don't know if we're going to see much of FTR after their contract is up with AEW, or FTR being utilized much after probably this match. Yeah. Because they just got put into a weird position, and if I was them, I wouldn't appreciate it.
I wouldn't. Does anybody know what's their contract looking like? Because I feel like I feel like if it is starting to come maybe to a head, or maybe in the next year or something, maybe even in the next 2 years, if their contract is up, I think a conversation needs to be had to the possibility of FTR going back to the WWE. And
it looks like they're in contract till about 2027.
2027? Ouch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I mean, they're going to be utilized, but how are you going to use them? If every are you going to make everything about hey, these are CM Punk's friends?
Oh man, Tony gonna fizzle out with these long-term contracts.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if this one gets broke.
Well, so
I wouldn't be shocked either.
Well, if I remember correctly, I believe FTR just signed this past year.
Really?
Spring of 2023.
It's for a 4-year contract. So and then the Wembley shit happened, right?
Yeah, and it was all under the guise that CM Punk. They were all sticking together to stick it to WWE, and then everything. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at it, but it's kind of humorous.
Right.
CM Punk said, "Peace, nigga."
He's like, "I'm out. See you guys."
He just left him in the dust, and now they're just holding the bag,
Punk, the ink hasn't even dried. What are you doing?
Right.
Dang, I feel for FTR, bro. I really if that is what they aspire to do, and if Hype was saying is right, and they did kind of feel awkward getting put in that situation where it's hey, you're making this story about a guy who's our friend, and you're doing it for petty reasons. That puts us in a weird spot, personally and professionally.
But honestly, I could see them reaching out to Punk and being like, "Hey, this is the storyline that they're going with." And Punk,
they probably reached out to him, and they're probably cool.
Yeah.
I would hope that that's what would happen.
Right.
And even Punk was on that podcast with Ariel Helwani and was like, "Hey, I don't want to mention names of people because I don't want people over there in that company to get in trouble just because they're my friend." Yeah. And my mind went right to FTR, I
mean, in that specific conversation, he was talking about Aleister Black and I believe can't remember his name. backstage producer, but
Okay.
and it was former NXT. But anyways, he was talking about Aleister Black in that moment. He didn't want to name names during the fight because if you saw the footage, it was Aleister Black that ran over to help pull it away, as well as Samoa Joe, and other backstage producers.
Right. So it's for FTR, man. It's tough because like they are obviously well-known friends of CM Punk. They just locked into a long-term contract. It's going to be weird, and especially with the people who Punk has beef with are known to be petty. Like we know that the Bucks are, a little childish at times, So it's just strange energy, and it's gonna be weird. But the show tonight, I mean, it's gonna be good, and it's just a shame that this is the conversation that we're having instead of talking about, hey, Swerve Strickland could be, the next World Heavyweight Championship of AEW, things like, oh, we're about to have a clinic with Danielson and Will Ospreay, Pac and Okada. That's gonna be great. Like these
Tony
things should. Yes, exactly. Tony and Willow and Julia Hart. Like there's so much more here to talk about than just this drama, and I feel like that should be more of the conversation. But because of the way that Tony moves, and he's mad, you could tell Tony's mad at Punk too, but he don't want to say nothing public because he don't want no smoke from Punk. Like I honestly feel like, and maybe you guys will disagree with this, I think Tony kind of scared of CM Punk.
Oh yeah,
I think he's
said he's feared for his life.
Look at his.
I remember he said he's feared for his life.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I think Tony wakes up fearing for his life. He seems very like one of those guys who's just extremely what's the word? Paranoid.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah, he seems a little paranoid.
That's weird. I think Tony wakes up like this.
Yeah, he throws himself up awake, bro. It's crazy stuff. It's wild energy, bro. But like, I don't know. Does this man got siblings? Was he picked on in school, or like I don't know. Like I don't know. Something. It's something like because he's an odd guy, and I don't know. I guess I opt not to talk anymore about that. But like the show is gonna be great. The show. It's gonna be a great show. And Tony, you'd have to ask my co-host over here if. Oh my god. Oh
wow!
OG Tony's in his bag.
I love Tony. He don't give no fucks.
Do.
He's a man after my
Tony,
own heart,
man.
bro.
Yeah, I love Tony, man. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Okada has fell flat since coming to AEW? I haven't. I want your guys' thoughts because you guys are watching.
I'm gonna say no. I think Okada's hidden, and the fact that I got to see Okada wrestle live was
that's good stuff.
I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Like he's legit. He's really, really legit. I don't think he's fell flat. But like I said, I'm not feeling the Young Bucks thing, but I think eventually they'll move away from that and Okada will rise more. Eventually we'll see an Okada and Kenny in AEW. Eventually we'll see some more story, probably driven stuff strictly for Okada, but I think this is the feeling out process right now, and plus not only that, because so many things are stacked right now. You have the Swerve storyline, his star is rising, and I think he's about to be our new AEW World Champion tonight. And then right after him, we have Will Ospreay and Okada. I think they have a lot of things going right now, and I think Okada will rise, but they're giving him a slow simmer.
Yeah. It's got to be that. You know what I'm saying? Because Okada has such a big reputation that somebody like that can, like, look at the hype that somebody like Nakamura came in with when he came to NXT and the WWE, especially when he came to the main roster, because New Japan made him so big and feel so huge and big that when he came to the WWE main roster and they tried to fit him in, it's like, we don't know where to fit him in and where to, because he's such this big personality that's just on his own standard thing. How do you mix him up with our American talent, and where does he fit in? And honestly, I think we can all say and admit to ourselves that it took a couple years for Nakamura to really hit in the WWE and connect, you know? Like now we're seeing this amazing character where he's like this anime villain, you know, and he cuts these really slow promos and everything. It's like, okay, this is a great presentation for Nakamura. But for a long time, it was like he's a good wrestler and he has this great entrance and everything that they were standing on. Like they never changed that about him. But it was like, where's his connection? Why do we care about Nakamura? And now we do. But it took a couple of years, and it might be that same path with Okada as well.
I think you're just gonna have to let him simmer, Tony. Yeah. I like, because I don't think they're gonna show everything Okada right now until they get into the Okada Ospreay series, or maybe even an Okada Swerve series. And I don't think they're in the direction moving those characters towards each other yet.
Yeah,
they don't need to just yet.
No.
And I mean, this is why I love being home in the household, because how she took it right out of my head and put it out there. I was going to say Okada's getting the Nakamura treatment right now. We as fans need to learn how to digest Okada as he is right now, so we can understand the greatness that he himself will build in this fan base of AEW. He's a fantastic talent, and I can see what you're saying, Tony. I mean, you kind of, when you have a talent like that, you want him thrown in your face. You want to see what he can do. You can just see him rise. And right now there is, like Joan said, a simmer on him. So just sit back, let them noodles get cooked. And then, you know, that cheese sauce is going to be really great when you squeeze it out of the packet and put it on.
Yeah,
It'll be Velveeta. I'm telling you right now, I want to see Okada versus Cole. I want to see it. I want to see those two go at it and just sit back and just enjoy the moment.
Yes, man.
I think Pac and Okada is gonna hit, and I think that's gonna make you. If you watch that match, it's probably gonna make you feel Okada a little bit more, because I think there won't be any Young Buck interaction. I think there won't like everything else won't be like played up so much. It'll just be Okada and Pac.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good point, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna see. I still like, even with the fact that I don't watch AEW on a weekly basis because I'm so enthralled with, you know, things that's going on with WWE, and it's not just AEW, and it's not specifically like against AEW. Like honestly, I want to really dig into TNA. I just haven't had an opportunity to dig into TNA. You know, I would like to dig a little bit more into AEW. I just really haven't had the time to do that, you know, especially this last month. I've been real busy. I've even struggled keeping up with the WWE shows. But for you guys out there in the household, I got to do that. You know, I got to keep up with some content, because I got to keep you guys engaged and keep you guys, you know, coming back here. And I do appreciate you guys coming in and joining us and having this really, really great episode. Epic discussion here with my guys here. We're going to ride off into the sunset, call this a really great episode. I think we covered a lot of bases here in this time. I mean, it was a really, really great episode here.
Fans did too.
Yes. We had a lot of interaction in the chat. It was a great, great episode. Once again, always great when we get a chance to do these Sunday episodes, because they always hit really hard and we get a chance to have great interaction. But you know, Voice, I know it's been a while since you've been on here, man, but you kind of know how we do this, you know. So at the end of the show, you know, I got to give you an opportunity to plug anything that you're plugging, wherever you're going to be at, where they can hear you at, where they can catch your opinions at. Where can they catch the Voice, Josh Joseph?
Well, you can catch me out there tomorrow night, right before Raw. We will be going live with the Raw review preview show that I do with the Window Lickers. You have Bubba Duke and the Bulkster on that show, and OMD sometimes. He comes out. That's my Canadian connection up north. And we really, all we do is give you 3 subjects from what's coming up on Raw, and then we talk about 3 subjects that happened on the previous Raw. And we kind of go in depth, and then we send you off to Raw with the Raw Patrol out there. And then, honestly, you can catch me out on Twitter sometimes. I give my opinion out there, sometimes not too much because it's a very muddy place, and people, they don't really like your just natural opinion sometimes. It's kind of difficult, but, you move on, you keep pushing through. But yeah, in your house, I just thank you guys. Howse, Jones, you guys are fun and always give a great time. And these discussions, this is honestly, watch this episode, go back, rewatch it. This is exactly why I love being here with the household. And the talks are amazing, just so informative. So thank you guys.
Hey man, we appreciate you coming on and chatting up with us, joining back on the team here, and just here making magic and having fun talking about wrestling. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's the basis of this podcast, was to have fun and talk about some wrestling. And here we are, 5 years strong and continuing to do so. But I got to throw it here to my man. You already know, co-host here, co-producer, Hypocrisy Jones. Where can they catch you at, bro? And what kind of chaos are you, cooking up? And where's it at?
Well, my name's Hypocrisy Jones. You can literally find that anywhere you can spell it on social medias. You can find me first and foremost. You can find me right here in the house, in the house, in your house with a W. Putting in that work, doing the podcast thing. Con and I are always grinding, always trying to do more and bring more content out to you. You can also find me on the Kokomo Press. It's a community satire page that I do with a few of the closest people I have in the world, man. We have a lot of fun there. We do a lot of crazy things, man. One of those crazy things that we do is an open mic comedy night, and we do that every Thursday night at a place called Cooper's Pub in Kokomo, Indiana. Come down. Come watch us try to be funny. Come try to be funny yourself, man. All you got to do is get yourself on the list. We give 5-minute spots to about 15 people every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Cooper's Pub, brought to you by the Kokomo Press, bro. I know that shit was a lot, but my name's Hypocrisy Jones, but I promise you, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I did something. Oh man. Jesus.
You're good, bro. You were good. We got to have you get all those things that you do out there, because you do a lot, bro. You stay busy, always working, whether it be with this podcast, whether it be with the Kokomo Press podcast, whether it be doing those stand-up shows, whether it be putting together Saturday shows, whether it be doing video production for the Pope's Point of View interview series, which, remember, guys, I just want to throw that out there real quick. Since it's me and it's my turn to say what I've been doing and what I'm going to be doing, real quick, I want to talk about what me and my man Hype did. We were just on the Pope's Point of View. It was a great, great episode where we talked things in the news with the letter Z. And for you guys out there, the Pope, you guys probably see that image and hear that name and know exactly who that is. That's right. The Pope Elijah Burke, NWA, TNA, WWE talent, seen all around there. And he just had the Shad Gaspard Memorial Cup tournament that went down in Jacksonville, Florida. And it was up to me and my man Hype over here to take control of the Pope's Point of View podcast. It was a producer takeover, and we had a great conversation of things in the news. But also, I had a chance to talk to a great independent talent. He's worked with MLW, TNA, AEW, and he was also a participant in the Shad Gaspard Memorial Cup tournament, and that was KC Navarro. Had a great talk, great interview with that young man. It was great to dig in his head a little bit and figure out what makes him tick. And hopefully, we're trying to put things together to get him on this show here on In Your House. And so, maybe that's coming down the line. If he's trying to get dates together, Casey's busy. He's hot right now. So it makes sense why he is booked every single weekend. But we've talked about down the line, and anybody who listens to this that has podcasted or understands podcasting is, when somebody agrees to do something on your show, that doesn't necessarily mean next week. It could be a couple weeks down the line. It could be a month or so down the line. It's just when timing is right, but we're definitely going to work to try to get him in. Like I said, had a great conversation with him on the Pope's point of view. It was great for me and hype to get on that show and have a lot more ears listening to our thoughts and opinions on professional wrestling. And of course, we redirected you guys out there, that was Pope point of viewers here to In Your House. So hopefully we can get a little trickle down here and bring some of those listeners over here. If you guys like what we was talking about there on the Pope's point of view. Also for me, I'm chilling for a couple of weeks. Honestly, I got the Pacers playoff game that's going down. But guys, you already know where you can catch me at anytime when it comes to a wrestling show. And that's at Emerge Wrestling, May 11th. It's going to be whatever may come. And guys, we're already throwing matches out there and things of that nature. We have Jason Hotch, a TNA talent. He's going to be going up against the Ratty Daddy, Cole Radrick. That's going to be a great, great match. So if you guys can check that out, you guys already know that's coming, and that's coming strong. We just had our women's champion, Marty Bell. She just showed up on Ring of Honor television and went up against Lady Frost. So Marty Bell, if you want to see somebody that is super hot right now, Marty Bell's our women's champion, and she should be appearing at this next show. Also, we're going to have Dylan Bostic go up against Braden Lee in a no disqualification match. That's going to be great. And more matches to announce and more matches to come. But where else you can find me is right here. That's right here at In Your House, giving you guys that work with, honestly, the greatest podcasting team in professional wrestling and podcasting right now, as we put together some content for y'all, all right? And y'all going to take it. Y'all going to listen to these opinions, all right? Y'all better hear me when I'm telling you right now. Y'all going to get this work. Yes, consensually, all right? We're going to make you sign the contract that you agreed to.
No Diddy.
We should work that into a subscription.
That's right. There you go. Slip it right in there. Boom.
You consent.
You consented to be entertained and educated about professional wrestling.
Yes. I love it.
But guys, you already know where to find me as far as social media goes. That's at the Hollywood House on IG. That's at Hollywood House on Facebook and on X. And you can follow this podcast here at In Your House. We're looking to get a little bit more active on X for the In Your House account, and we really want to hop on that because we know it's crazy out there in them Twitter waters. But it's sink or swim, bro, and I want to see what's out there for us. So give us a follow at In Your House, and of course that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So guys, really appreciate you guys coming out, talking to me and my team here, Hype Jones and the voice Josh Joseph. For them, I'm gonna say, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. But before that, remember to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't have said that shit if I didn't need to say that shit. And if it didn't need to be said, whatever.